In order for me to be able to really support my team in implementing this framework, I really need to get it myself. And so it's important for me to really understand what exactly is ELECT. I need to be able to role model to the team essentially what it is that we eventually want to see implemented within our program.
I felt rather comfortable when I was first approached with the ELECT, looking at the document. I do recognize, however, that everyone within the team was at different places. So some people were a little more hesitant or fearful, perhaps a little intimidated by the document itself. So we were definitely each at a specific or different place, comfort level-wise.
My initial reaction was it's very similar to the emergent curriculum and what I learned when I was first entering this line of work. Using emergent curriculum, but just in a very different way. It took me a little bit to buy into it. I think that a lot of my initial reaction was that we were already implementing a lot of what ELECT stood for. However, it was just learning a different language and a different way to present the information.
The family resource sectors such as Ontario Early Years Centres and Parenting and Family Literacy Centres are basing their programming with the ELECT framework in mind.
Where we're really focusing is taking what we see and asking those questions, why are we doing this and what is it helping in terms of the children's development.
Just looking at the document and seeing that, it does seem to be this big brick, it's very lengthy, there's a lot of information packed into it, instead of being able to really, when you look through it and you see that it's, the principles described, the continuum of development, and then it's extra information, those annexes that come to support that information, and really it is information that we all know.
Our team was already familiar with the framework, but certainly introducing it and making it a little bit more formal was a benefit for us. It really was something that I wanted to come across as it's part of our everyday work that we do with families. We introduced it as a tool, really, that staff could use when they explain child development to parents, when they want to relay messages around milestones, developmental milestones. So I really tried to focus on the benefits of it for our team and having them recognize that they're already doing it.
Working in an early years center, one of the more challenging principles is that planned curriculum. Because when you look into it, it's really basing it on observations that you make of the children, and knowing that in our field with family resource programs, it's drop-in programs. So every day you can have a new group, which makes it a little more challenging when you're trying to do those observations and make sure that your programming, your curriculum is really based on those needs that you've identified.
We use a lot of photos and we pull photos from our previous programs, from our previous drop-ins, and use them with examples, and that's our way of demonstrating to the families that come in, the rest of the staff, what we've been doing. Using those photos has been a really good tool for us, and being able to have those discussions with the rest of the staff and something that I pull out of one photo, another staff might pull out something totally different.
Of course, we have our challenges, as we would with any change that we're faced with. I think we've always understood the not one size fits all, and it's not so much the tell me how to do it, but we're more, how is it that we can take one thing and either look at it differently, or how can we make things work better? For us, ELECT has made us kind of think about how to more purposely plan our programs, and so that when we are planning, we can kind of put all the pieces of the puzzle together and plan accordingly.
Reflection is an important piece. You want to take the time to really, look at what you're doing, how you're putting things into action, how you're interacting with children and with families, and seeing what you're doing well, what you can do better.
I think the pictures, the observations, and the documentation are always something that's going to spark the interest.
One of the principles that comes more naturally to a family resource program, an Ontario Early Years Centre, is the one about partnerships with families and with the community. So knowing that we do have those families on site, parents or a caregiver, an adult is always with the child. So we have the chance to have those conversations, to really get to know families' needs, what they're looking for. So it happens a little more naturally because they are on site and they are with us.
Oftentimes the parents will themselves want to take part in the play or the art activity, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine, and we certainly encourage that, and that's how they get involved in their child's learning. You want the play to happen naturally, and I think when these conditions are in place, then the play is going to happen, and you are going to be able to program and not have to go by a theme or a product, or you really let the process happen.
There isn't one right way of implementing ELECT within our program.
Something small that is a success can grow pretty quickly if you give it a chance.
It's okay to try and celebrate your successes and learn from whatever didn't work. Rome wasn't built in a day, and it's understanding that this is not going to happen overnight.